We're here at the 2010 OneMedForum in San Francisco. Now I'm joined by Tom Moore, CEO of Advaxis. Tom, thank you very much for joining us.
Happy to be here, Bill.
My pleasure. I guess we could start off with just a brief overview of Advaxis.
Sure. Advaxis is a public company based in New Jersey that works in the immunotherapy area where their initial targets are in the area of cancer. But we're a cancer immunotherapy company with a difference. We're the only company that works with a bacterial-based therapeutic vaccine.
The oncology immunotherapy and vaccine approach and technique has experienced considerable drawbacks, with the exception of Dendreon, of course. What is it about your technology platform that separates you from those other failures?
Well, really, we're a profoundly different platform. Our technology was invented not by an immunologist, but by a microbiologist, Dr. Yvonne Patterson at the University of Pennsylvania. And it uses a bacteria as a vector to deliver the antigen to the immune system that re-instructs the immune system to attack cancer tumors. Because we use a bacterial vector, we create a much stronger immune response in the body, and within this bioengineered bacterial vector, which is safe, but which has been engineered to deliver the antigen to the immune system, we add a fusion protein which creates both a stronger uptake of the antigen, leading to a still stronger immune attack on the cancer, and which also undoes a level of protection that tumors have from the immune system called regulatory T cells. These are T cells that the tumor recruits from the immune system that neutralize a killer T cell attack. So we create a much stronger T cell attack, but we also wipe out 80% of these regulatory T cells which wait inside the tumor to neutralize that attack. Earlier cancer immunotherapies, the companies didn't even know the second level of protection existed, and so they were unable to anticipate that the immune response they created would not turn out to be effective. We've been able to demonstrate that what we create and that extra wiping out of protection for the tumor that we create, in fact, really works.
Okay. Well, you are in the clinic with this now, specifically in HPV. Can you elaborate a little bit more as far as the data that's come out of this technology?
Sure. Briefly, talking about the preclinical work, we consistently demonstrated over hundreds of tests in animals that we could wipe out pre-existing tumors completely 75% of the time, and that among these animals, these tumors could not be reintroduced, that is, the cancer simply wouldn't take, which showed both efficacy against the cancer, but also the creation of something called immunological memory, which will ensure that the cancer doesn't attack again. In our initial human trial, which was conducted among 15 women who had cervical cancer, we got encouraging, even though it's a small base, very encouraging results. These women who had cervical cancer had already had one round of chemo, radiation, surgical treatment, and it had failed, and the cancer had metastasized. And unfortunately, for women for whom this first round of therapy doesn't work, the prognosis is incredibly poor. Basically, only 5% live for 12 months. And the National Cancer Institute here in the U.S. has conducted 5 different studies of supplemental treatments, hoping to find something, anything, which would improve that survival, and nothing has worked at all. In our study, which again was only among 15 women, we were able to demonstrate that instead of only 5% surviving 12 months, 53% survived 12 months. The median survival time improved from under 180 days to 347 days. And 3 years after the study began, 23% of the women are still alive. Now that's now dropped to 16% as we've lost one of these women. But those are results that are frankly unparalleled and unprecedented in this area. It gives us hope that these phase 2 studies we're beginning are going to show some dramatic results.
Are you planning on entering the clinic using the same technology for other cancer types?
We will be using, yes, we've developed different vaccines because we have to change the antigen, and we do some re-engineering of the bacteria for the specific point of attack we're choosing. But we've developed constructs for prostate cancer and for breast cancer, which we hope to get into the clinic this year. We're very excited about that. The prostate cancer one, for instance, if a man's diagnosed with prostate cancer today, basically he's told you're just going to have to wait till the surgeons come with the knives to render you impotent and incontinent or a few other unpleasant things. And so we're very hopeful that if we can demonstrate in the clinic the same kind of efficacy we saw in the preclinical animal testing, that we'll be able to offer men an alternative to waiting for surgery that will really work.
Well, along those same notes, let's talk timelines. From an investor standpoint, what kind of major catalysts and milestones can we expect to see from Advaxis for the rest of 2010?
Well, we'll be initiating 3 studies in the next 90 to 120 days, 2 in cervical cancer, 1 in India, which will be 110 patients, another which will be conducted by the National Cancer Institute, largely at their expense here in the United States, and then a 3rd study which will be acting against a predecessor condition of cervical cancer called CIN, C-I-N, which is basically what pap smears are designed to detect, and which normally has to be treated with surgery. We think we can drastically reduce the need for surgery. So all these studies will get underway, and that's always a big event for companies in our kind of biotech space. We also hope we'll be able to get these other 2 constructs into human trials in breast cancer and prostate cancer as well. We are always in discussions about potential collaborations and I can't guarantee what might or might not happen in that area, but those discussions are underway. And finally, we've already disclosed that we are working towards getting a whole new clinical program underway in head and neck cancer, which is skyrocketing because of HPV, that would be entirely funded by the Cancer Research UK. This has not yet all been finalized, but we're hopeful we'll be able to do that.
Thank you very much, Tom.
A pleasure, Bill. Thank you.
Pleasure's all mine. Again, that was Advaxis. More information, they trade under the ticker ADXS. You can also visit them online at their website, advaxis.com, and more information can be found at OneMedPlace.com.